Good day, everybody. I'm Shmee, and I make guides for Path of Exile's Ruthless mode. If you're enjoying the content, please hit that like button, and feel free to subscribe if you'd like to see more. Today, I'm back to show you how I demolished my Writhing and Polaric invitations. I downed the Black Star on my first try, and Infinite Hunger on my third, and understand that those are my first and third attempts ever. Most of my experience playing this game is long ago, before the Atlas was even added to Path of Exile. I can proudly now say that I downed the Black Star in Ruthless on my first attempt ever. I did have one death against the Black Star, and it was a bad one. Don't worry, I'll show you. But this fight made sense to me as soon as it started. You have the arena split between two areas, one fire area and one cold area, and the Black Star occasionally shouts out something that sounds fiery or coldy, and then he does either a fire or a cold ability. The arena itself gives you a stacking debuff, which increases either the fire or the cold damage you take, but what I noticed pretty early is if you don't have the debuff stacked up on you, then the damage is pretty easily tankable. For me, the fight was just a simple dance back and forth between the fire and cold areas. The fact that I was playing a minion build made it really easy to keep damage going, but even on Make It Rain, this would have been really easy to keep the damage up. It would be much tougher on melee though, I definitely say that. And I do have one big tip for you all on this fight. You can hear that he announces he's about to do his big cold meteor shower right here. Okay, so that means that I'm standing here. He's about to do a really big area damage death ability in this general space. So, in situations like this, do not run directly into the area of damage and death. Just don't do it. It doesn't end well. I honestly don't know why I did that. And so I think we'll just officially say that I misclicked. Sure, yeah, that works. Otherwise, just dance back and forth between the cold and the hot sections, and don't let the debuff stack up. Eventually, the Black Star becomes the Dead Star. Now, the Infinite Hunger was annoying as hell, because remember, this is my first time ever, and I didn't look up guides. I completely misunderstood the underworld mechanic, but actually understood it at the same time. I'll explain exactly what I mean. The first time I went in and I got pulled under, I had no idea what to do and I just panicked and died. I had a general understanding of the fight mechanics in terms of the hunger with the guy going underground, you have to kite him around, all of that stuff, but I was completely lost in this underworld sequence. I had just barely noticed the fact that the ooze was moving and that there were safe islands when I died for the 6th time and failed the invitation. Now, the second invitation is where I got into trouble, and it got really, really frustrating for me. I died pretty much as soon as I spawned down here the first time, but I saw this portal. My assumption was that there would be safe islands in the ooze, you'd island hop between the safe islands, and eventually you find a portal that you can click onto and get back to the boss. Now, I'm right about everything, except for the clickable portal, and to be honest, that doesn't really matter. This fight was very frustrating for me because I felt like I understood what I was supposed to be doing, and I did, but no matter what, I just kept failing. There's something I want to say here, but it kind of feels like I'm making excuses, so just take it with a grain of salt. Now that I've watched the footage and I'm editing this video, I feel like the reason I kept failing and dying here is because it's Ruthless and I don't have Frostblink. You're given an indication of the general direction for the next safe island, but it's a bit of a guessing game. If you guess wrong, those movement speed reductions stack up so quickly that you get immediately overwhelmed. If you were in Standard League, having a 3-second cooldown Frostblink would easily save the day. But in Ruthless, with the 10-second quick step cooldown, it's just not enough. And in the end, my winning strategy was to just zerg the boss and kind of ignore the mechanic, because I was kind of doing it but died anyway. in the end, I just don't feel very good about the Infinite Hunger fight, but I do feel great about the Black Star fight. Regardless, I've got my first two invitations done, so now I'm going to go ahead and get back to it. Atlas Red maps and more invitations are to come. We'll be taking on, I know it's the Searing Exarch and the Eater of Worlds. And I also haven't forgotten about that Ruthless Blighted map guide. I wanted to do a whole bunch more recording, and it's been really tough, but that video will come out eventually, and it's probably going to be a really, really long one. But I promise it'll be worth the wait. I'm also going to be putting up the uncut fight footage for the Black Star and the Infinite Hunger later today, as soon as I can get them uploaded. Thank you all for watching, and until next time, take care, Exiles.